Hi, today we're going to look at adding integers, and I want to start with some modeling so you can actually understand what you're doing when you are adding your integers. So when we say adding integers, we're talking about adding numbers that are positive, negative, and zero. So we're going to be looking at doing a combination of adding all three types of numbers. So take a look at the screen. We have the problem of negative 3 plus a positive 6. Now the first thing I want to point out is sometimes the 6 will be in parentheses, the second number. Sometimes it won't. The parentheses do nothing to the number. It's actually just there to show you that the 6 is positive, which brings us to the positive sign. Sometimes you'll see a positive sign with the number and sometimes you won't. If there is no sign with the number, we always know that it is positive. So keep those two things in mind as you're looking at these examples. So the model below, the red dots stand for the negative 3. If we had negative 4, there would be 4 red dots and so on. The yellow dots stand for the positive 6. So in our problem, we have negative 3 plus a positive 6. So we have 3 red dots and 6 yellow dots. Well, a positive and a negative cancels each other out. Think about it this way. If you have $1 and somebody takes it from you, you have $0 left. The positive and the negative have canceled each other out. So what we can do here is we can say that this red dot and yellow dot cancels each other out, this cancels each other out, and this cancels each other out, meaning they all go to 0. And so you want to look to see what you have left. And what we have left is 3 yellow dots. Well, remember that yellow stood for our positive. So we can say that this answer adds up to a positive 3. Let's take a look at model this, and that is using a number line. Here our problem is negative 5 plus a positive 4 equals a negative 1. We're already telling you what the answer is, and notice that this time the 4, the second number, is not in parentheses. And like I said, sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't be. The parentheses do nothing to the problem. Here it tells us you start where the problem starts. So in this part we are starting at negative 5. We're moving to the right 4 places, and the reason we're moving to the right is because it is positive. You go to the right if your number is positive, you go to the left if your number is negative. So we're going right because the 4 is positive. So we start at negative 5, we jump 4 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we end at negative 1, and that's why our answer is negative 1. So there are two examples using modeling with the dots and the number line. They are both wonderful ways to add integers. The problem with using models is it's not always convenient. You don't want to always have to draw dots or draw a number line, especially as your numbers get bigger and bigger, that they will be the more that you use this. So let's see what the rules are. When adding integers, you've got two different scenarios. The first scenario is if the signs are the same. If the signs are the same, you add the numbers and keep the same sign. Nothing changes. So take a look at these two examples right here. Positive 2 plus positive 3 is a positive 5. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. Signs are the same, add them like normal, and keep the same sign. The other scenario is adding two numbers that have different signs, meaning you're adding a positive and a negative number together. If your signs are different, you actually subtract the numbers and keep the sign of the greatest absolute value. Let me show you what that means with these two examples here. Positive 2 plus a negative 3. We subtract the numbers. 3 minus 2 is 1. That's where we got our 1. The reason the 1 is negative is looking at our numbers 2 and 3. 3 is bigger and 3 is negative, therefore our answer is negative. Now we flip the sign, negative 2 plus a positive 3. Again, subtract your numbers. That's how we got our 1. This time the 3 is positive, it's bigger, so our answer is also positive. Okay, so we've got quite a few examples here, so I'm going to run through these, not quickly, but we're going to go through these not as slow as we did our examples. Negative 3 plus negative 8, our signs are the same, so we add them like normal. 3 plus 8 is 11, and I keep the same sign. Since they're negative, it's negative. Negative 3 plus a positive 6, my signs are different. We're going to subtract. 6 minus 3 is 3, and I'm going to take the sign of the bigger number. 6 is bigger, so your answer, 6 is bigger and positive, so your answer is also positive. Positive 6 plus positive 9. Add your numbers, keep the same sign. Negative 5 plus a positive 1. Subtract your numbers, which would be 4. Take the sign of the bigger number. 5 is bigger, 5 is negative, your answer is negative. Negative 5 plus negative 4. Add your numbers, keep the same sign. Negative 8 plus negative 1. Add your numbers, keep the same sign. And negative 5 plus a positive 9. Signs are different. Subtract your number and take the sign of the bigger number. 9 is bigger and positive, therefore our answer is positive. If the modeling is helpful, use the modeling until you get the hang of this. But hopefully eventually you'll be able just to keep those rules in your mind and use those, especially as your numbers get larger and larger. Great luck.